Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit more technical analysis on Bitcoin because in today's video, I want to discuss the ridiculously long rally that Bitcoin has been in here for the last 111 days. Because guys, as you can see, Bitcoin's up 160% during this rally. Normally, rallies don't last anywhere near this long. Now, I understand we've just started a bull market and all, but Bitcoin has been rallying and rallying and rallying and rallying for quite some time. And eventually, as I've said in other videos, it's not a matter of if, it's more a matter of when we're going to have a pullback. We are, in fact, going to have a pullback, and Bitcoin is going to enter a new downtrend. And I know this isn't something we want to talk about. We want Bitcoin to go to the moon forever. That would be ideal, of course, but we are going to have to see some kind of correction, and I want to discuss when that correction might come and what that correction might look like in today's video. Before we get on into today's video, though, guys, I do want to remind you that we are still running the sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. With the coupon code in the description down below, you'll get 20% off the course price, bringing the price from $149 all the way down to $119.20. I believe that is worth every single penny, if pennies were worth 10 cents each, because this course has so much information in it. With the information in this course, you will learn how to do technical analysis, you will learn all the fundamentals, you will learn many higher level advanced concepts that are very important for doing much more advanced technical analysis. And guys, remember, as I said earlier and as I've said in previous videos, this is going to be the last time that this course is ever this inexpensive, because the price of this course is going to be rising from $149 to $199 after this sale comes to an end. So if you want to learn how to do cryptocurrency technical analysis, I do highly recommend CT2A. Links in the description. More on that at the end of the video. One more thing before we get on into it, I do want to apologize for missing yesterday's upload, guys. I think that is the first time in 4, 5, 6 months or so that I've missed an upload when I was actually capable of uploading a video. I missed some uploads because I was sick. I missed some uploads because I was out of town. I just needed a break, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that I'm not going to get into because this is YouTube, not a personal conversation here. But nevertheless, we're going to be coming back with the daily uploads now. Sorry about that. So guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. I do want to get started with the shorter term technical analysis. As you guys know, Bitcoin had been in this much longer term symmetrical triangle pattern here. After it broke $6,000, we rallied up into this, broke 6K, and then after we broke 6K, moved into the symmetrical triangle pattern, and we broke bullish out of it. And if you'll remember to a couple videos ago, it was 3 or 4 days ago before this breakout happened right here, this video went up right about here, I talked about that we were almost certainly going to have a bullish breakout, and when we did, our decision point would be at $8,400. And basically what that means is that Bitcoin would either decide to go further higher, or it would reject. This is where Bitcoin's going to decide if it's bullish or if it's bearish. Bitcoin decided that we were going to go bullish because it broke straight through it, and we started trading sideways. The last video we uploaded, I talked about this descending triangle pattern right here. And one thing I forgot to mention in that video that may have invalidated this is that we see a very large flag right here, or a very large flag pole right here, excuse me, for this movement, and not a very big flag. This isn't a very big flag, this descending triangle pattern, so sometimes what you'll see is you won't see a major break to the upside or the downside. What you'll see is that they just get a small break, and then they basically get ignored. And that's what happened here. Bitcoin broke bearish, came down to that decision level I talked about. $8,400 is a very important level. We came down here and tested support on it. This is another piece of proof to the doubters that technical analysis does work. This is a very important level, and Bitcoin bounced off of it. We did that, came down, bounced, trade sideways. And this is where we are now. But guys, this is all well and good. Is Bitcoin going to keep going up, going to keep going to the downside? We're going to discuss that a little bit in today's video, but the main thing I want to talk about is longer term technical analysis, since not a whole lot has happened while I was away, to be quite honest. Guys, Bitcoin has been rallying for over 110 days now, 111 as you saw in the title, up 160%. Let me show you the last time that we saw a rally anywhere near that big. Wasn't in the bear market, not even going to check because I already know that there hasn't been a rally that large. I believe the last rally that was larger than that percentage-wise was back in 2017. 525%, almost 600% if you take the tops and the bottoms perfectly, which is 3,000 to 20,000. But Bitcoin only rallied for 93 days there. So we got the percentage rally. We need to find the longer rally now. The longer rally is not here. It's not back here. It's all the way back here. The longer rally, if I remember correctly, is right here from the beginning of August in 2016 to January of 2017. 154-day rally, up 113%. This started in 2016, guys. So what we're looking at here is that the longest rally that we've seen in Bitcoin since then was back here. This rally right here, that's how far you have to go back in the chart to find a rally as long as the one we're looking at. And one anywhere close to the percentage gain that we're looking at right now, you have to go all the way back here to the end of 2017. We're talking years ago. We're not talking about months ago. We're talking about years ago. So I think we very well understand just how important and how significant it is that Bitcoin has rallied over 150% and been rallying for 111 days. Now, of course, we expect Bitcoin to have a lot of bullishness right now because Bitcoin has just broken through $6,000 earlier in this month. Right back over here, Bitcoin broke 6K. That was confirmation of a bull market. We've discussed that at length. So add 30, 40, 50, 60 days to the rally that otherwise might not have been there because of the bullish afterburner, the bullish nitrous that you put into the engine after we broke through $6,000. That probably wouldn't have, we probably wouldn't have been rallying anywhere near as long if we didn't get through $6,000. I don't think we would have just sat up here and tested this. And also, one more thing I want to point out is that even though Bitcoin's sitting up here trading sideways, we're not as bullish as we were. I will argue that with you if you want to. Bitcoin is not anywhere near as bullish as it was. If we come up here and we look at the 4-hourly, what we're going to find is that Bitcoin is not having the same kind of bullish moves that it had a while ago. We had this crazy bullish move right here, and we had another bullish move right here, but this hasn't been as big. If Bitcoin has another break up to $10,000, like I suspect we might, then we will see some more bullishness, but we are losing some of our bullish momentum. That being said, if we come back out to the daily chart, I do want to mention Bitcoin is still above the 20 exponential moving average. And guys, we've been in, specifically to use the correct term, a rally for the last 111 days. Bitcoin has been in a rally, and the reason it's been in a rally is because it's been above this 20 exponential moving average. Bitcoin is still above it, and for the next several days anyway, Bitcoin's safe. We might even get to 120 or 130 days before we actually break this 20 exponential moving average to the downside. It may be even longer than that. That 20 EMA is going to keep on curving up here. It's not going to slow down. It's not going to go to the downside. That's not how moving averages work. It's going to keep coming up here, so Bitcoin's going to have to keep moving to the upside. So what does all this mean? Well, guys, here's the deal. What goes up must come down. That's a classical understanding of Newtonian physics in the real world. It's the same thing for markets. What goes up must come down. Except in markets, normally also you add to that, what goes down must come up unless something catastrophic has happened. But normally when you throw something in the air and you send Bitcoin from $3,200 to $8,900, you're going to see some kind of pullback eventually. It may take a while, but you're going to see one eventually. Like I've said, I want to drill that into your head because a lot of people, they know this, but they forget it at the same time. It's not a matter of if we're going to have a pullback, it's a matter of when. It's not a question of whether or not we're going to have a pullback because we are going to have a pullback. And I would wager that we're quite far into this rally. I would wager that we're probably 70, 80, 90% of the way through this rally. I wouldn't wager that we're 30 or 40% of the way through this rally. I think that would be irresponsible. Even though we're at the beginning of a bull market, it's a much safer bet to assume that we're close to the end of it than we're close to the beginning of it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say by that? I'm trying to explain to you guys that just because Bitcoin is rallying above 6K, be careful FOMOing into this market because we are going to have a pullback eventually. We are going to have a rejection of some kind. We are going to break the 20 exponential moving average. The RSI is going to break this uptrend that we've been talking about right here. These kind of things are going to happen. It's a matter of it's a matter of when, not a matter of if. Bitcoin is going to have a pullback. And like I said, I would wager that we're closer to the end of it. Let me explain why we're closer to the end of it. This is already one of the longest rallies in the history of Bitcoin. Bitcoin hasn't had a whole lot of fundamentals change during this time. Bitcoin, of course, has broken through $6,000. That's a big technical change. But not a lot has actually changed fundamentally. We haven't seen a whole lot of news stories break that otherwise weren't already being broken. It's not like the ETF has come out. It's not like BACT has launched. It's not like Ethiopia adopted Bitcoin as the official state currency. It's not like something crazy happened. It's just that Bitcoin has been ready for a bull market for a while, and we finally got technical confirmation of one, so people are getting excited. But it's not like we've had hundreds of thousands of new people flow back into the space. It's not like there are millions of new wallets coming online again. It's not the same thing that we saw going on at the end of 2017 when Bitcoin was rallying so fast to $20,000. The fundamentals were getting better and better and better and better and better. Bitcoin kept improving. Everything was going great. And then, of course, we saw the bear market started because Bitcoin got overextended. And I think we're going to see a similar thing happen relatively soon. As you guys know, I think that Bitcoin could go all the way up to $10,000 before we have a pullback, but we're going to have one sooner rather than later. In fact, I'm starting to wager that we're going to see it in June. It may happen in July, guys, but basically what I just drew right there actually makes a whole lot of sense. Something like this, a pullback in June or July, that would make a whole lot of sense to me. Bitcoin is going to have some kind of major pullback because I want you, check this out. Look at what the market looks like right now. Just take a look at it. Look at what it looks like. We have the uptrend, broke some resistance. We have this kind of symmetrical triangle pattern following a massive breakout. It breaks bullish. We trade sideways. Take a mental snapshot of this picture, of this chart. Take a mental snapshot of that. Now come back over here, and with me now, look at 2017. What does this look like? To me anyway, of course I have chart vision because I look at these every single day. This looks very similar to this rally. It looks very similar to being somewhere around like right here, because we saw this triangle pattern right here. We did see a triangle pattern back here also. Maybe it's one of those. But the fact of the matter is that Bitcoin, not the fact of the matter, my opinion of the matter, is that Bitcoin looks very similar right now to what it did in 2017. And in 2017, of course, we know that Bitcoin, after having that gigantic rally, did eventually have a pullback. It's very important that you guys don't FOMO in. I know I keep saying that, but I can't stress enough just how significant, just how important it is for you guys to be careful during this market. That's the main point of this video, is that I know there's so many, I don't have statistics on this, but I know because I've been doing this for long enough that there's so many of you guys out there just running to Coinbase every day and putting $100 in. After 6 o'clock, you're at happy hour, you got a few in you, and you want to put 1,000 into Bitcoin. That's fine. Go ahead and be careful, though. That's the point I'm trying to make. Be careful, because this is going to have a pullback, and I don't want you guys to get burned, because the last thing we want, guys, I'm saying this from a selfish point of view. Don't get me wrong, I don't want you to get hurt, but I also don't want to get myself hurt, because if you go in and you buy a bunch of Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin goes to $10,000, turns around, you made 10%, but you risked losing 100%, and you basically lose a bunch of money, then you're going to get burned, and you're going to leave the cryptocurrency space, and then what am I going to do? My poor self isn't going to be able to get as much Bitcoin, isn't going to get as much dollars for my Bitcoin, because people left the space that could have been buying Bitcoin for the long term. So guys, do me a favor, and don't burn yourself, because then you're going to leave the space and make the market less bullish for people like me. Anyway, guys, I'm getting a little off in the weeds. You guys understand the point I'm trying to make. Bitcoin is going to have a pullback eventually. We can see this. I haven't used a lot of technical indicators in this video because I haven't really felt I needed to, but here, let's go ahead and do some rapid fire TA with some different technical indicators rather than just theory. Bitcoin is looking at having a bearish cross on the MACD. The MACD is already curving back out on itself. If Bitcoin doesn't have a bullish cross, a bullish break in the next couple of days, that MACD is going to turn bearish and we're going to move to the downside. RSI, we're looking at an uptrend on the RSI that is pushing us above 80. That RSI line is going to be broken eventually. And because this has been given so much significance by technical analysts on YouTube and technical analysts elsewhere, when this is broken, it's going to be taken as a major signal of bearishness and a major signal that a new downtrend is coming. That's one thing you also want to keep an eye out for. Another thing you want to keep an eye out for is this 20 exponential moving average. I know I've talked about it for a bit, but it's a very important one to keep in mind. When Bitcoin has even the slightest fall right now, it's going to break through that and it's going to initiate a downtrend. One more technical indicator that we can't seem to get rid of is that stochastic RSI, guys. Remember, I've been talking about this for months. Bitcoin has this stochastic RSI sitting up here at 100. Now, that doesn't mean anything, actually, because if you go into the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, you watch our video on RSI, not a stochastic RSI, but there will be a Stoch RSI video coming out soon. If you watch the video on RSI, and it's the same thing for stochastic RSI, you don't trade overbought signals like this, contrary to popular belief. You trade a momentum shift. You trade a change in direction. So when stochastic RSI does inevitably start moving to the downside, that's another thing that could cause a downtrend. There are a lot of things that can cause a downtrend. The mere fact that Bitcoin has been in an uptrend for the last 16 weeks, the last 4 months, the simple fact that we've been doing that can cause a downtrend, guys. There's a lot of things that can bring about bearishness in Bitcoin. Simply the fact that we're overdue for a downtrend is oftentimes one of the things that is going to bring a downtrend. One more thing I want to point out, since I'm doing all this rapid fire TA, so that people don't go in the comment section and say, "Oh, Jeb, you just talked about theory and stuff. I want to see technical indicators." Here's another one. Check out these candlesticks. These are nice big green candlesticks. Yes, you're right. Check out the wicks. Tiny upper wick, massive lower wick. That's not a good thing. I don't know how much you guys know about candlestick analysis. We have some videos on candlestick analysis here in CT2A. This is a very big deal also. See here how we had a very tall upper wick and a very short lower wick? That was very bullish. But as the weeks progressed, Bitcoin's lower wicks got larger, the upper wicks got shorter. And now we're not seeing a big green candlestick. As you can see, the momentum is clearly falling off right here. And Bitcoin, at the moment anyway, is forming a spinning top, which is not bullish or bearish. It's indecisive. And indecisive is a step down from bullishness. It's a step in the bearish direction from bullishness. So guys, to conclude, is Bitcoin about to start a downtrend? About to is the wrong word. Let me be very clear. I think Bitcoin is going to start a new downtrend in the month of June or in the month of July when we have some kind of technical confirmation, or we have some kind of way to predict exactly when that correction is going to come, then we will do that. I can't say that it's going to come on June 17th because I don't have a crystal ball in front of me. I left it in the other room. I don't have it with me, and I don't want to go edit the video for 1,000th time to go and get the thing. But I can't tell you with any degree of certainty exactly when the pullback is going to come. But I can tell you with a lot of certainty that there is going to be a pullback. It's kind of like how meteorologists can't predict the weather with a whole lot of certainty 10 days from now, but they can predict what the moon is going to be doing 500,000 years from now, because there's not as many factors that go into how the moon rotates around the orbits around the Earth as there is weather patterns. It's much harder to predict what's going to happen on the micro level with what's going to happen to Bitcoin over the next couple of days than it is to predict major swings, because you can actually just average out this entire rally into one move instead of having move. You can average all that stuff out and say with a lot of certainty that there is going to be a pullback, because it's much easier to predict climate of markets than it is to predict the weather of markets. In the same way, it is much easier to predict climate in meteorology than it is to predict actual weather itself. So guys, that's the point I'm trying to make. I think Bitcoin definitely has the juice in it to go to $10,000, but at the same time, I think 10K would be an excellent place for a rally to end. The entire point of this video is to reiterate again that we are going to see a downtrend. Don't let over 100 days of rally fool you into believing for a millisecond that Bitcoin is going to go up forever. It's going to have a downtrend. It will happen. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but if you don't realize this, someone needs to tell you, because I promise you, I've seen it happen time and time again. If you're not careful, you are going to get burned, and you don't want to have that happen. I saw a comment on a premiere for a video 2 or 3 days ago. I'm not going to mention who it was, partially because I forget who it was, but someone in the premiere said, "Oh yeah, Jeb, so that move you just saw, that move to the upside, yeah, I just bet my entire life savings on it, and I'm so glad I did." They were talking about this move to the upside right here, and they were quoting my video. I'm like, I didn't say any of that. I didn't tell you to go do that. Please don't do that. I'm not telling you to go invest your life savings. Please be careful. Anyway, guys, I'm starting to sound like a broken drum standing on a soapbox, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap the video up. I'm starting to sound like a broken record on a soapbox, I should say. Anyway, guys, like I said, we're going to go ahead and wrap the video up. But before we do, I do want to go ahead and remind you guys that there is still the sale going on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Guys, we have 33 videos, over 9 hours of content in this course. That is going to be increasing to 50 videos. Give me a little while on the videos. I promise those will be coming relatively soon. Like I said, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that I have to deal with, unfortunately. But we do still have the 33 videos in here, and honestly, guys, I will be straight up with you. This isn't me doing a sales pitch. This isn't me lying to try and get you to buy the course. I don't need to. We've had 500 people go through the course, and not one of them has ever requested a refund. I have no reason to lie to you. This course is worth every single penny and a lot more. I've seen people sell courses like these for $497, and by the way, they make a lot more money when they do that. But I'm not selling this course to make money. I'm selling this course to support the channel and also to teach you guys. That's why the course is undervalued. I know it's undervalued. That's why the course price is going to be rising relatively soon, is because I know that it is massively undervalued. I've had dozens of you guys tell me one of the reasons I joined the course was because it was so undervalued, and I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys are enjoying that, because I don't want you to go spend all your money on a course and then not have any money to trade with. Bitcoin trading takes a lot of money sometimes, and I want you guys to be able to get this information in an inexpensive manner. So while the course price will be eventually rising to $250 in the next couple of months, you want to get in before that happens, unless you want to give me more money, which I'm not going to complain about. But if you do want to get into the course, now's the time. I'm never going to be raising the course price to much more than $500. It may go above $250. But guys, if it does, there's going to be a lot more content coming into the course. There's going to be a lot more improvements coming to the course. I don't ever want to just raise the course price and not have any reason for it and just say, okay, well now the course is worth $5,000, because that's not the way I think business ought to be done. Guys, we do have these 33 videos in here, and every single one of them, honestly, if you use it and you use the lessons you learn in that video and you have enough capital trading, then you're going to make the money back from the course price. If you're trading, let's put it this way, with the coupon in the description down below, May 2019, even though May is coming to an end, with that coupon code down below, if you have $1,000 and you make 12% on a trade with one of the lessons you learned in this video on one trade with only $1,000, you already made the money back that you invested in this course with the concepts that you learned in one video. There's 33 of them. I've seen literally hundreds of people go through this course and then tell me how much it helped them in their trading, how they're profitable now, how they're actually able to make money now, how they're able to quit their job and day trade as a living, how they're able to make much more wise investments. These videos will teach you how to work in these markets. And guys, as I say in the bio over here for your instructor, I've never in my life thought for a second that the best investment that you can make is one in any single cryptocurrency. The best investment that you can ever make is not one in Bitcoin. It's not one in Litecoin. It's not one in Ethereum. It's not one in EOS. It's not in oil. It's not in silver. It's not in titanium. It's not in the S&P 500. It's not in real estate. It's not in land. It's not in Amazon. It's not in Tesla. It's not in Google. It's not in Alphabet. It's not in Netflix. It's not in Facebook. It's not in anything. The most valuable investment that you can ever make, no matter what else you think you're investing in. I don't care if you're investing in BitConnect when it was trading at 2 cents and it went to $400. I don't care what kind of return you can get. The best investment that you will always have, no matter what, no investment will ever be better, is an investment in yourself, an investment in your education. That's why we spend 12 years of our life going through grade school when we could very easily be opening little lemonade stand businesses and making money. But our education is so much more important, guys. That's why people spend so much time, so much money in college, because an education is the most important thing that you can have. No one can take that away from you. People can take your investments from you. They can steal that. They can garnish it. They can tax it. They can do whatever they want with it, but no one can ever take your education. No one can ever steal what you know. No one can ever reverse what you've learned. So that's why the thing I'm offering you is not an investment. It's not anything else. It's the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Because if you guys know these concepts in this course, then you can apply them to your own trading, and you can make a ridiculous amount of money if you're ambitious with it, if you're serious about it, and if you take the concepts in this course and more that you'll learn elsewhere to heart, and you do try to actually go and learn how to trade these markets. You will be successful if you do it right, if you do use the concepts in this course. I can't guarantee that for legal reasons, but go ahead, go forth and prosper, guys. The coupon code's in the description down below. We've literally had, I think, I want to say about 40 of you joined in the last 3 videos that we've done with this course, with the sale going. If I do remember, I'll put proof of that up on screen. I've done that in many other videos, guys. You can go back to other videos, and I've shown you how many of you guys are joining the course. Is ridiculous. You guys understand what I'm trying to say. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up today's video. Tell me in the comment section down below where you think Bitcoin is going to head. Do you think it's going to go to 10,000 and then have a pullback? Do you agree with my analysis that a pullback is probably going to happen in either June or July? And if you have a more specific prediction, like you think it's going to happen on June 27th, because something happens on June 26th, let me know. I would love to hear your opinions and your fortune telling in the comment section down below. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.